who's mirroring you. I hope you can hear me. So there were a couple more things that I noticed before I had to pause to recharge my device. And one of them is that the Seven of Cups card had fallen on the floor in the reverse position. And I definitely think that it's related to this Nine of Cups for both of you. So when we're talking about wish fulfillment, the wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups, I feel like both of you are actually either wishing or praying in your manifestation process, and that something very significant has occurred, which is you're no longer wishing and praying to a god or goddess or divine entity who you're perceiving as being above you, but you're communicating either consciously or super consciously with your higher selves. And that's really what a wish is. You know, when you wish upon a star, you're looking up and you're looking to this pure light shining in the dark sky, and you're not feeling separate from this energy. When we wish upon a star, we connect with the star, we connect with our own divine cosmic essence. And I feel that both people who are reflecting one another are doing that. And maybe the star is your mirror. You know, maybe the star, as well as the surface of water, is the looking glass through which you're both diving and meeting one another and merging and melding consciousness with one another in order to create, co-create, and manifest the same dream, the same desire, the same wish. So that's what came through for you when I was pausing pile number 1. And it sounds really beautiful. Thank you to your guides, and thank you to you for being here and for being interested in your own reflection and learning from your own reflection and all of those reflections that are around you. And yeah, thanks for being here, Tantric Travellers, pile number 1. I'm going to move on to pile number 2 now. And pile number 2, one moment. Pile number 2 was these beautiful twin crescent moons, new moons. So yeah, let's give your cards a shuffle, pile number 2, and see who you're mirroring, who's mirroring you, what you're mirroring, how you're mirroring one another. Just started to rain here, so I love that. Water is, as I was saying for the first pile, water is the natural mirror. Such a beautiful way to perceive the world, looking through the surface of water, watching reflections on the surface. And I think I'm going to switch it up for you guys. I think I'm going to go with the tarot for the first part of your reading and clarify with my gypsy cards. So, kind, wise guides and ancestors of all of those crescent moon twins. Who are they mirroring? How are they mirroring? Reflecting one another. Who, what, when, where, how is pile number 2 mirroring and being mirrored during this connecting with your guides, connecting with your highest self, connecting with your subconscious self, your superconscious self. Gonna take one more before I let you know which beautiful energies are coming through for you, pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2, double crescent moon. Crescent moon twins. So it's like the new moon and the waning moon, the waxing and the waning moon together. One more, please, for pile number 2. One more, please, for pile number 2. And I have one more card, one more energy. Thank you. Okay. So speaking of the crescent moon, you received the High Priestess. And as you can see, she has the crescent moon floating like so, right above her brow, right above her third eye chakra. And opening this, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. And the Five of Wands in reverse is indicating that both you and your twin, I think, were involved in a social situation which was very confusing. A social, or it could even be a group, like an online group or a class or some kind of, so it's several people coming together to accomplish the same end in some way, but it could be education, either online or in person. I feel like that could be it, actually. I'm getting a really strong sense that this was some kind of an educational opportunity or an educational venue, and it might have been online, it might have been like Zoom meetings or Zoom classes or something, and it has to do with spirituality, but I feel like there were so many different points of view that it wasn't all that productive. And I feel like both you and your twin were mirroring this in your response to this situation. And what it brought about was confidence for each and both of you in your own growth, in taking charge as the teacher and the student of your own spiritual journey, and understanding and recognizing within yourselves that you are very gifted, that you are a teacher, that you are a priest or a priestess. And this is bringing about for both of you the beginning of a new spiritual cycle, and a new life cycle, and a new experiential and philosophical cycle of learning. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more information on exactly who your twin is. So we have 3 major arcana, 3 very powerful major arcana. Besides the High Priestess, number 2, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10 in the major arcana, we have Strength card, number 8. Okay, I feel like this is 2 women. This group, your twin, is 2 women or 2 feminine energies. So you don't have to be female necessarily. You don't have to be a woman or female, but you could identify more with the feminine energy or express the feminine energy more at this time. And I feel like both of you went into this group, this class, this this learning opportunity with open minds, and both with the feeling that you are both students. Each of you was a student. And when you met in this venue, you realize that you are much more progressed on your spiritual path than you had initially perceived. And you may have been even attacked or challenged by others in the group in kind of a time-wasting sort of scenario, and scenario of like frustration, boredom. You weren't learning what you thought you were going to learn, and you had already surpassed what anyone had to offer, which is also a very interesting experience as a spiritual seeker, because there's two different reflections going on here. So one of the reflections is the individual to the group, where the individual has a recognition of self according to what the group or what the members of the group are reflecting back to them. And the other one is that I do feel strongly that there's at least two, and actually even maybe three. So this could be like a triplet situation, maybe even three individuals of a feminine vibration, of a feminine identification, who had long since surpassed what they thought they would learn from this class, this group, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there are three, at least two, but three individuals of a feminine vibration, and I feel like you all know one another from actually a past or parallel life is what I'm getting. And I'm seeing also different scenarios here. I'm seeing three different European heritages. Okay, so this is really specific. It's kind of odd, but I am seeing a Greco-Roman heritage. So your family or your lineage, or you may identify strongly with the Greco-Roman philosophical systems. And I'm also seeing a progressive European heritage. So that would be, the German, the Dutch. So this is kind of the agricultural era. So you could be from the country, or your family could be from the country, somewhere between Holland and Russia. And for this one, I'm seeing more Eastern European, even all the way to Turkey, and some of the formerly Russian states. So that's really interesting. But there's something that you have in common here, and maybe that has something to do with what you were studying. Maybe you were studying, some mystical traditions, or I'm also seeing like herbalism and healing from that part of the world. Okay. Let's see what else is coming out. I have one more card to clarify this, please. Guides of group number 2, pile number 2. Yes, you are definitely students, and you're all interested in learning about the body. It's definitely body health related, and I feel like your interest is going to simultaneously take you to a study which is based in the Arabic tradition. Okay, and this is not, it's a tradition, but it is not, it's not something that is common. I feel like it's a mystical tradition. So this could be mystical Islam, for instance. This could be the medicines of Islamic Egypt. This could be the medicines of spice. This could be the medicines of, yeah, actually now that I'm looking at it, you know, between Greece and Turkey and Holland, those were major trading points in the Renaissance period. And I feel like these three people, these three feminine people, you and two twins, which would make triplets, know each other and were trading partners, maybe even brothers or sisters in the Renaissance. This is coming through very strongly and strangely as a past and parallel life reading. So I know I didn't warn you about that, but yeah, now we have the Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like actually there's an opportunity in your present life here on Earth to pick this up again, to pick this relationship up again. And we have the King of Cups. So there's one person in common here, and there's one person who knows both people, and that person could be you. And I think you could be kind of the psychic person in this triplets scenario. And you could be the one that arranges a three-way communication, a triangulation of energies. And the places that you live now could even reflect somehow three different points on a triangle, which could somehow be prosperous for ideas which are spicy, or for goods and services which are spicy. So something that has a surprising value, you know, like black pepper used to be black gold. Black pepper was once the most valuable substance on earth and was traded the way that oil and diamonds and Bitcoin or whatever it's called are now. And so this could be something that, you know, you're not even seeing as being valuable, but in the state of flux that our world is in, could become very valuable. And also there's a passion that's shared between the three of you. And there's one person in particular, and I think that's you, this King of Cups energy, this master of emotion and intuition and communication through the heart-based communication. It's very interesting. Yes, it's definitely a worldwide connection, and clearly there is some interaction on the World Wide Web here, but there's also interaction on the other World Wide Web, which is the psychic web. And I feel like an opportunity is coming for the three of you to share this, okay? And it's coming into materialization and will be of benefit to you in a very interesting and unexpected way. But it's definitely a gift of your higher selves, a gift of your soul selves that is recurring now in this current timeline here on Earth that was planted in a past or parallel life between the three of you. So that's very beautiful. From twins to triplets, pile number 2. Had no idea that was going to happen. But it makes sense because the moon and the shells that signify your pile, really the moon is not about waxing and waning, and it's not about dualism or, you know, dark and light. The moon is about all shades and the full spectrum of shadow and light. So I feel like the three of you together, this is a very strong goddess energy, and it could even be maiden, mother, and crone. So you could be 3 different ages or experiencing 3 different aspects of lifetime, which give you this combined wealth of knowledge and experience to make your venture successful. But that's what's happening right now, and it's a three-way mirror. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very cool. So enjoy that, pile number 2. Many blessings. Hi, pile number 3. You chose these beautiful, delicately hand-carved vessels. And I'm going to burn a little bit of rosemary. Just clear the space for your guides, your kind, wise guides and ancestors. Please come through for pile number 3. Hikara pile. Hand-carved vessels. Hand-carved vessels. Pile number 3. Who's mirroring you? Who are you mirroring? Pile number 3. Who, what, when, where, how, why? There was some freaky stuff in pile number 2. I liked it. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, pile number 3, the Hikara vessels. So, who are you marrying? Who's marrying you? I didn't even get to use the gypsy cards in the last reading, so I'm going to start with them for your reading. It was all tarot, the last one. Which is cool, I just go with the flow. Okay, pile number 3. Who's mirroring you? Who are you mirroring? What are you mirroring to one another? Who's your twin? Who's twinning you right now? Who wants to twin you? Who's on the other side of the looking glass for you, pile number 3? Okay, so expressing that very succinctly is the 2 of Swords. So I feel like this could be the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like this is actually you're mirroring yourself. This is 2 aspects of yourself which you're being permitted to glimpse, or you're trying to look into. And more please for pile number 3. Who's mirroring pile number 3? Who are they mirroring? Who's mirroring pile number 3? Who are they mirroring? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. 6 of Wands on the bottom or the back of the deck. And I'm going to clarify with the tarot right away. I think I know where this is going. Okay, so for pile number 3, who are they mirroring? Who's mirroring them? Please clarify the 2 of Swords. Kind, wise guides and ancestors. Pile number 3. It's pretty clear. We have Wheel of Fortune. Please clarify the 9 of Pentacles. Thank you. We have the Lady, the High Priestess. So both of these cards came out in pile number 2, which doesn't always happen, but it is happening. And I shuffled, so okay, and to clarify the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, please, for pile number 3. Thank you. The 10 of Wands. one more card, please. Overall, clarify who is mirroring pile number 3, my kind wise guides and ancestors. So I'm going to take the Ten of Pentacles. 3 cards came out, but 2 of them were apart. So 10 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel right now that you are mirroring yourself. You are reflecting yourself. You are analyzing where you're at. And this is coming from a progressed position because you're aware that the cycle is turning for you right now. You got challenged within the last 2 months. You were really, really challenged to finish up some karmic lessons and teachings. So it wasn't just you learning, you were teaching as well. And believe me, if you think about endings that occurred or difficult situations that passed, and you're congratulating yourself on learning them, and you're thinking about yourself as being on the receiving end of these energies, this 2 of Swords is here to remind you that it goes both ways. So if you were karmically challenged by a negative karmic partner, they learned from you too. And that's kind of a cool way to look at it. And looking at it that way, without wanting to go back and revisit it, but looking at it that way can help you to fully release and surrender into the turning of the new cycle, which is taking you on an upward swing into completely fresh experiences that you might kind of have a feeling about. You might feel like things are going to be really good. You might have an intuitive hit that things are going to be really good and that things are getting better. And this is encouragement to trust that, because you have the High Priestess here reflecting you. This whole reading and all of these readings have been and are reflections of you, the viewer, as well as me, the reader, which is beautiful, you know? It's the multiplicity of consciousness. But with the High Priestess, you also have this 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is about really recognizing and understanding your own independently strong position, your own independently open position to receiving what's yours, and to being able to stand up in your community as a confident person, as a potential leader, as a person who understands all positions, position of, being in a family, being in a group, being an individual, being a worker, being an employer, being a teacher, being a student, being impartial, being invested. So the 10 of Pentacles is really giving you the indication that you can feel confident and secure in your place in the community. And it doesn't have to have a label on it. You can just be you in your community. And you can just be you and your family. And you've come to the point where you value that. You value yourself as you. No more, no less. But it doesn't diminish who you are. It doesn't diminish your accomplishments, because the 10 of Pentacles indicates that you've worked long and hard on this cycle of feeling secure in your position in the world, in the material world. You also have the 10 of Wands, and that's indicating that, this very kind of slow, tedious, trying, challenging progression on your spiritual path. You've also been carrying the full load yourself on that, and you can be happy because the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse here. So the Knight of Pentacles in reverse indicates that this slow progress is about to pick up a little bit. And at the back of the deck, you have the 6 of Wands, which is showing that victory is imminent. So balance and, a shared kind of celebration is imminent. So there could be even a gathering or a party or, a day or an evening where you get together with people who understand you and know what you've been doing, and you celebrate one another, and you're celebrated as an individual and as a part of the group and community. So that's cool. Wow, the King of Cups. He tried to come out in the last reading, and I kind of shoved him back in the deck, but he's come out again, and he came out in pile number 1. So the King of Cups is really showing mastery over the emotional body, and it's a very vibrant energy. It's a very pleasant, sociable energy, caring, a leader in community, a leader in family and relationships. But it's also someone who doesn't have to be in the forefront, It's someone who can alchemize behind the scenes, someone who can intuit what is called for and can make an appearance and then recede back, behind the curtain again, and let other people enjoy their social time together. So that's kind of sometimes like what a dad does, what a good dad does at his kid's birthday party, or when his teenage children come together and he wants to come down and like kind of take a measure of the social temperature and see who's doing what and if everybody's in a good vibe and everything. But he doesn't overstay his welcome, and his vibration alone is what puts the group at ease. And yeah, you could be twinning with this kind of energy, You could be twinning with another sort of emotionally stable but exciting and skilled person, a mature person. You could be twinning, this could even be about married partners. I'm kind of seeing like a husband and wife here, husband and husband, wife and wife, whatever your circumstances are. Yeah, I am. I'm seeing like a marriage. I'm seeing a marriage. So it could be partners within an actual like blood family, or it could be partners who are leaders somehow and complement one another, even in business or in some kind of a spiritual journey. Yeah, it's a very nice complementary energy. There's a very family energy that's coming in here. So it can also be mirroring more than one person, but I am seeing really strongly like spousal energy. I don't know if I've used that word ever before in a reading, so I don't mean to de-romanticize it because it looks beautiful as well. But it looks like maybe both of you have come to the close of a cycle where you're both doing a lot of work. Maybe one was working more energetically or spiritually or creatively, and the other was working more materially, financially, even as a teacher. And the other one might have been more of a student, learning somehow, but for both of you, those cycles have finished, and yeah, you're both coming out